Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you a new kit I got in the mail from Black&White fire starters. Alright, if you guys remember, I believe last month I did a video on the whole kits from Black&White fire starter. This is a new kit they have. This is the fire starter survival insurance. This comes with a little bit of everything in it, and I feel, after taking a look at what's inside of it, if you're brand new to survival and you're not very confident with your fire starting skills, this is definitely something you should pick up. You don't necessarily have to keep it in the plastic container. You know, you can pack your own fire kit, but definitely good stuff in here. So I'm going to lay everything out for you, show you what's inside. And all of his kits come, I'm knocking things over. All of his kits come with instructions and information on how to use everything. What's inside, the ingredients, everything like that. Okay, let's get in here and take a look. Pull everything out. And here is the kit itself. Now the kit itself has some interesting stuff in it, and we'll get into that, but I want to open up this stuff first. I believe this is their tinder. It's going to be messy. Alrighty, let's open this up and see. Alright, so yeah, you got a bunch of looks like fat wood mixed in with some rosin, you know, pine rosin, stuff like that. Lots of shavings in there. Pretty good kit. Pretty good stuff. Let me wipe that off here. There we go. Next up, this white box. I think I know what this is because I've seen them before. It's a little stove, and that's kind of cool because some of the stuff in here, especially the kindling bars and the little fire chips, could definitely fit in there and definitely work as some kind of way to heat up some food. Maybe boil some water. We'll give that a try. Now let's get on the inside here. I want to move this out of the way so I can show everybody what's inside here without getting it off camera. There we go. So inside the kit here, I'm just not having good luck today keeping stuff in camera. Inside the kit here, I've got matches. Very handy. They are sealed up. I don't know if you can tell, but there's plastic all the way around these. Looks like tape, actually. So they're sealed up. They won't get wet. You have the fire chips. Now, these fire chips are what I'm thinking would probably work in that stove very, very well. So we'll give that a try. You have your jute twine fire starter. This stuff is really, really good. We tested it in the last video about a month ago. It really, really works well. You've got your fire fuzz. These definitely do a good job. A little extra here. Okay. Got your kindling sticks. If you remember in that video, I tossed one of these into, I lit it and tossed it into a pile of wood in my little strainer stove out there, and it just went right up. So that's pretty good. Black&White wood blend. These are basically smaller versions of all the little chips and stuff that are in there. Okay. And pull the matches out already. And this is the coolest thing of all, so I saved it for last. This is a permanent match. I don't know if you folks are familiar with how these work. Basically, you fill them up with lighter fluid, and there's a little flint on the end of that, and a little wick, and you strike them, and you'll have a permanent match. It'll be good forever as long as you got fuel in there. So that's why I'm saying I think this is an excellent idea for somebody who's getting started and having a bug out bag or preparations, and kind of wants to learn how to do fires but may not feel very confident in their own fire starting skills. Believe me, this stuff goes up when you light it. It's no problem. Works very, very well. So what we're going to do is I will try out a few things and I'll fill this out. I'll fill this up and show you how the permanent match works. And we'll see how all that works. All right. And by the way, I believe on his site you can buy these individually. I think they're 20 cents each. So you can buy a bunch of them if you want. So the permanent match kind of works like this. You're going to take this. You're going to put a little bit of lighter fluid in there. Okay. Now you got a tip on there. You notice it has some burnable fibers on the end, and I'm kind of going to fluff them up a little bit. And you're just going to stick it in here, seal it up, shake it around a bit. Then whenever you need it, now you got to be careful with this because when you're doing this, I want to wipe it off. When you're doing this, you of course don't want to start the match itself on fire. So you got that nice and soaked. Strike it. There you go. I'm doing it at a weird angle, so it took me a couple of tries there. But that's your permanent match, and you always have more lighter fluid in here. The reason I tell you not to overfill this is because you don't want it dripping out while you have it on its side striking, and you don't want the chance of it catching. So, that's your permanent match. Very handy little thing. Again, doesn't require you to have some kind of skill with a ferro rod and a knife. Just works. Next up, we're going to try one of these guys here. Now what I like to do with these is kind of break them apart. They feel as if they have kind of wax or something on them. So I like to break them apart. I'm going to put it in here. We're going to get the lighter fluid way away from everything. And we're just going to light that with a lighter. And there you go. It's burning. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it is burning. And it's simple as that. You know, if you want to put more stuff in here, let's say you wanted to cook something on here. You could take one of these little fire chips, and you have more than enough time to get it on there, because that's going to burn for a while. You could take one of these little fire chips that are almost kind of like Esbit tabs, stick it on top there, and we'll give that a few minutes, and I'll bring you back. If it actually catches them, we'll see how well it could work. Well, as you can tell, that's going pretty darn well. And with a stove like that, I just brought this out for an example. I don't have water in it. We're not going to do a boil test on it. But you can see that fits right on there very, very well. And yeah, you will get a little soot from using this kind of stuff. It just wipes right off. No big deal. Okay. So, that definitely does its job. And we're going to leave that burning in the background just to see how long that lasts. I'm going to let that go. And we're going to try, with a ferro rod, I'm going to try and light this jute twine fire starter. As you can tell, that thing is going really, really well. I'm just going to leave it running out here. I got the side door open. But yeah, and I mean, that's a perfect natural Esbit tablet. These little cubes, fire chips. So I got this jute twine. I kind of fluffed it up a little bit. I just cut a piece off the end of that. And we're going to try it. You know, it's always funny when I'm doing these videos. When I'm not doing a video and I use a ferro rod, I get it on the first strike. If I'm doing a video, it's like, oh man, why is it not working? There you go. Scrape off a little of that magnesium in there, and there you go. So that, you see how easily that lights. So you can imagine that would light even easier with, say, a match or that permanent match or whatever. So that's really, really simple. All right. And the last thing I'm going to try after that goes out is some of those fire chips up there. Some of this fat wood and mixture together. All right, so I just tossed the jute twine over there, and that's still going. So it's definitely going long enough. I realized I was going to do this with a ferro rod, but then I realized we haven't tried it with just plain old simple matches. So I'm going to open up this box of matches over here. He's got this thing taped good, which is good. You'll always have a knife with you anyway, or at least you should always have a knife with you. There we go. So we're going to try out some plain old matches. Didn't mean to drop it in there. But, as you can tell, that's catching. That's going just fine. So, you know, I was going to try it with a ferro rod, but I know this works with a ferro rod because we did it in the last video. So I wanted to see how the matches would take it. Just one match right there and you got a fire started. So from there you can throw on your larger kindling. You can throw on more of these little chips here. Get that out of the way. Put that up there. So you can see with this kit, it's really going to be simple to get yourself a fire going. Really doesn't take too much effort. If you're not, you know, a ferro rod person, if you're not good with it, if you maybe are new and you don't know what to buy yet, or you're unsure, this kind of kit here will get you a fire started in a hurry and in an emergency where maybe you're not on the top of your game and you need to get a fire going quickly. So anyway, that is a Black and White Fire Starter Survival Insurance Kit. Comes with all of this. I'm going to put a link to his site down below. It is on Etsy. His stuff is incredibly affordable. Like I said, I think these permanent matches were 20 cents on his site. Where did I put it? There it is. So for 20 cents, you could be carrying around one of these with you everywhere you go and always have a way to start a fire. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with the kit. I really like it. I would say that burned for about the same amount of time that, an average Esbit tab would. And I'm not sure if it's fully done yet. Yeah, if we move it around a little bit, we still get a little flame out of there. So I'm pretty impressed with this stuff. This stuff is very affordable. It's very easy to use. If you're new to fire, if you're new to getting, a fire going, this kind of stuff really could literally save your life in an emergency. So I plan on packing some of this stuff in my EDC kit. I already have a little bit of it from the previous video. Actually, what I did is I took one of these little tinder wood blend tubes and tossed it in there. I definitely already have some in my bug out bag from my other video, so it's definitely worth it. He makes a lot of different stuff, a lot of different fire starters. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to put his link down below. Underneath that link is our Amazon store. Don't forget to check out our Amazon store. Pretty much everything I review on the channel, if it's on Amazon, it's on there. If you don't want to buy any of the stuff I reviewed, or you're not ready to buy survival gear yet, just click the link. Shop as you normally would. Doesn't cost you anything else, and it kind of gives us a way to support the channel a little bit. Also, don't forget our Thrive Life link down below. If you're looking to start stocking up on freeze-dried food, Thrive allows you to do it very affordably. You don't have to buy big, expensive number 10 cans. You can buy the smaller pantry cans. It's a lot cheaper and a lot more economical, and an easy way to get going a little bit at a time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.